Welcome back to Paleo Profiles with Mr. Sarabian. Once again, sticking with history, but now we're looking at the second dinosaur that was ever named, this guy. Iguanodon. That name, Iguanodon, means iguana tooth, reflecting that the very first bone that was discovered of Iguanodon was, yet again like Megalosaurus, a gigantic tooth, and this one being shaped very similar to that of an iguana. Now, what's interesting about the discovery of Iguanodon is we give credit to a man named Gideon Mantell. As the story goes, he was a doctor who was going to go help out a patient, and his wife came with him. As he was working with his patient, Mary, his wife, went out doing a little exploring. And she was the one who discovered the tooth. So even though Gideon Mantell gets the credit, his wife should have gotten credit for it. Part of the reason for that is because women never really got their due credit at the time. But to Mary's credit, she divorced him. Can't say if it was because of the Iguanodon or what, but it definitely played a factor. Now, once again, what's similar about Iguanodon, like Megalosaurus, is that when it was first discovered, Mantell didn't have a lot to work with. But this is where he differed from Buckland. He actually went back to the site and tried to find some more. And he did find a couple of really good pieces, some vertebrae, some limb bones, not really a whole lot. But he did discover enough to give us the first drawing of a dinosaur. He pictured this animal to be very elephantine, basically a picture of a combination of a rhinoceros and an elephant and a crocodile and a lumbering lizard. And that's what he originally envisioned Iguanodon to be like. But now we know that's not the case. This is actually not necessarily a lightly built animal, but a mid-sized animal, about 20, 30 feet long, weighing a couple of tons in weight, and being a very graceful kind of animal. When Gideon Mantell discovered this animal, he claimed that it had to be a four-legged animal. And then a couple of years later, when we found full skeletons, we reconstructed them being two-legged. But now we know he was probably somewhere in between, semi-bipedal, semi-quadrupedal. And let's face it, a big animal like that would be really, really hard to carry all that weight on just two legs alone. One of the cool things about Iguanodon is its hands. Specifically, each hand had a very sharp thumb spike that was almost 5 inches long. And when Gideon Mantell discovered it, he thought that it was a horn, very much like a rhinoceros. As a matter of fact, if you look at a rhino iguana, you'll notice a big horn on its nose. So Mantell speculated that it had to be some sort of a defensive tool against other predatory dinosaurs. Now, we do think that that definitely played a role, but you can see on its hands that it was much better for grabbing at tree branches and limbs to feed this large animal. After the discovery of Iguanodon, a naturalist by the name of Richard Owen took the Iguanodon and the Megalosaurus and a whole bunch of other prehistoric animals that were discovered, and he contended that these animals had to belong to a brand new prehistoric group of gigantic reptiles that had gone extinct. So he decided to call them Dinosauria, or we know them as the dinosaurs, the terrible lizards, and what an awesome name that is. I love looking at dinosaurs, and I love shooting these videos for you guys, so I hope you're enjoying these. I can't wait to see what's coming next. So, this is Mr. Sarabian for Paleo Profile saying stay healthy, stay safe.